presentation of the SFA President, Peter Gardner, and the Tenants Director, John Hamilton, by Jim Farry through Walter Smith, the Rangers manager. So the introduction of the players. They go down the line, these tense moments for the players, certainly moments they do not relish. They'd rather see this all over and get down to the serious business. Mark Hateley, playing in a Scottish Cup final for the first time. He's played in the French Cup final for Monaco and the Italian Cup final for AC Milan, and been in the losing side on each occasion. So Hateley trying to avoid a hat-trick of cup final defeats in various countries in Europe. So the officials now being introduced with the mascot. So that was hope as the culmination of an excellent season of refereeing. He's been undoubtedly one of the top officials in the country throughout the season, and following his brother, who was the referee in the 1987 final between Sinburn and Dundee United, and he's clearly enjoying himself hugely. Well, the new Airdrie captain, Sandy Stewart, introducing his men. Well, it's unfamiliar territory this for the Airdrie captain. Hasn't had too many chances to do this, Sandy Stewart. There's Paul Jack smiling to the SFA president. Gus Caesar started his career with Arsenal, so he's been in plenty of big matches. So through to Gus Caesar there, who looked to be an outstanding defender, Billy, early in his career with Arsenal, and then seemed to lose his way a little to go to Bristol City and then up here to Airdrie.
Yes, he certainly was a promising young defender with Arsenal some years ago. That his career hasn't perhaps taken off just quite in the manner which everyone expected. But he's a big solid lad, and he'll give it his all tonight, I'm sure.
So the teams break for their respective ends. And a look here at the Airdrie team confirmation. No Jimmy Sanderson, no Kenny Black, and sadly for Sammy Conn, injury has denied him his cup final opportunity. So the Airdrie team had to be rebuilt rather. Paul Jack has come in, and apart from that, Gus Caesar had a chance to play in central defence. Andy Smith and Wes Reid are the substitutes. So for Walter Kidd, a very important occasion, one which I reckon he didn't expect to have the chance to savour following his departure from Hearts last season after 14 years service, in the memory of the misfortune to be ordered off in the 1986 Cup final when he played for Hearts against Aberdeen. So he'll be anxious to put that behind him this afternoon. So the Rangers lineup showing that there are no places in the starting lineup for Dale Gordon, for Peter Houstra. Paul Ryder also is on the bench, and that's a very powerful Rangers lineup, with Ian Durrant completing a fine comeback to top-class football by being in the starting lineup this afternoon. But for Ali McCoist, the chance for the first time to pick up a Scottish Cup winners medal. That would be the culmination of a wonderful season. He scored 38 times for Rangers this season, and he'll be very anxious indeed to add to that total this afternoon. The Football Writers Player of the Year. He's in the international squad for Sweden. He's won another league championship medal, and the Cup winners medal is the only thing missing. A magnificent season. Waiting expectantly. It's now 14 years since they enjoyed a double winning season, and they'll be looking for the climax of the season this afternoon. The Rangers will kick off. So the 107th Scottish Cup final is underway, and the Rangers send the ball straight back to Andy Gorham to give him an early touch, and he has the chance to launch one of those long balls downfield. Mark Hateley underneath that, well challenged by Gus Caesar, and the ball played long for Alan Lawrence, catching the Airdrie striker offside. But he's a major problem on these fast breaks by Airdrie. He's very quick indeed up front, Lawrence. Be joined principally, I think, by Owen Coyle in attack. So Richard Goff with the free kick for Rangers. Helped on by Mikalichenko. Here's Jimmy Boyle. Brown calls to Spackman to leave that, and Hateley was slow coming back, and already it's established, I think, Billy, that Paul Jack will sweep for Airdrie.
It looks very much like that at the minute, and Gus Caesar will pick up Mark Haitley, and Walter Kidd, as we anticipated, will pick up Alan McCoy's. Interesting enough from Airdrie's point of view, Gus Caesar getting a good header early on against Mark Haitley, and I always used to enjoy that as a centre-half, and I think it's an important thing to happen for Airdrie.
So the first psychological blow struck there by Gus Caesar defensively in his marking chore on Haitley. So Airdrie filtering back to defend, and we anticipate they may do quite a lot of that early on to avoid the blow of an early goal. Davy Kirkwood operating wide on the right. Here's Lawrence. Hustled there by Brown. That was a foul by the Rangers central defender. So it's Jimmy Boyle playing it forward early. Goff was alive to that. Spackman playing it across here for Stevens. And Stuart McCall couldn't get there ahead of Sandy Stewart. Good tackle there by Stevens. This is Spackman. And down goes McCoy. He's tackled heavily from the rear by Walter Kidd. So it's a very daunting task that for Kidd to look after McCoy all afternoon. Alan McCoy has scored 3 cup goals in the campaign so far. That leaves him 2 behind Jerry Craney in the race to be leading scorer in the cup. Mark Haitley going hurtling in there. John Martin will be happy to have that first little piece of involvement over. Coping very capably there, with Haitley putting him under pressure. Robertson up against Kirkwood. Spackman with Balfour. There's McCall. That's fine play by McCall. Stevens breaking on the right. Durant appears to have been given a free roll, and he's been picked up in the early stages by Jimmy Boyle. That's aim for Stevens, who's well forward and tackled firmly there by Paul Jack. For that crunching challenge, making certain there was no dangerous cross for John Martin to cope with. Paul Jack signed from Arbroath, versatile player. He can play full-back in midfield, and this afternoon at sweeper Mikhalichenko will take the corner kick. Goff and Haitley on the 18-yard line. That's towards the near post. Had to be headed away firmly and safely there by Stewart. Here's Mikhalichenko, and trying to beat Martin at the near post. There's plenty of support waiting in the middle, but Mikhalichenko, I think, tried to surprise the goalkeeper with this effort. You see him checking inside here, and Martin protecting that near post at all costs.
Lovely piece of skill from Mikhalichenko, and confident as anything. Took the player on lovely, opened up about the goal for himself. Unfortunately didn't hit the target.
Helped on there by Honor, and played straight to the feet of Spackman there by Stewart. Still no way through the middle though. Airdrie grouping well in defence through the centre. So they've had to reorganise somewhat. Chris Honor playing in a midfield role, pushing forward on Mikhalichenko. There they are together. Sandy Stewart also with that task of holding a position there on Stuart McCall. Caesar getting that out of Haitley, but this is Stevens. Good running by Mikhalichenko. This time trying to play the ball in early. Dragged away to safety there by Jack. Goff keeps the ball in play. And a very safe pass back there by Jimmy Boyle, who knows this surface very well indeed, because he joined Airdrie from Queen's Park 3 years ago. So playing a lot of his football on this pitch before his transfer. Kirkwood got up well there. That's for Coyle to chase. Goff with a cross. Well, an alarming moment there for the Rangers defence. Davy Kirkwood getting up so well for that little head flick on. Richard Goff has a word or two to say to his teammates. John Brown was the player beaten there, and Coyle had a very fleeting chance there. So Airdrie have certainly set the problems for Rangers, which the Ibrox men are trying now to solve. Good running there by Brown. challenge with a vital one. There's Mikhailchenko. And Ali McCoist complaining bitterly there to Mikhailchenko that he was in the clear to receive a pass in the inside right position. And Mikhailchenko going for this with his weaker foot, the right. But it was Brown who opened up the Airdrie defence with that surging run. He then tried to thread that through from McCoist. It broke back from Mikhailchenko. You can see McCoist there in the clear.
Yeah, McCoist will be just a little bit disappointed that Mikhailchenko didn't pass to him, but I think the temptation for a shot from the edge of the box is always there, and he came on to it. Unfortunately for him, it was his wrong foot.
Durant plays it back. Airdrie funnel off the Rangers back four as soon as Goff or Brown in possession. The Airdrie players drop right back deep into their own half. A foul there by Coyle on Goff. Coyle trying to go across and shut off Gary Stevens whenever Rangers have possession deep inside their own half. It's all been carefully thought out before the match by Ali MacDonald and John McVeigh, the Airdrie management team. Their entire line-up this afternoon costing less than £500,000. Here's Alan Lawrence. That's good play by Lawrence. Very confident play by Alan Lawrence, and that was the first clear opening of the match. And the Rangers defence certainly looked to be just a little bit slack here as Lawrence kept on coming, turning and twisting there to fool John Brown, and the shot wasn't far away.
Yes, it's a good piece of skill from Alan Lawrence. This is him at his best, running at a defender, good bit of pace, shows composure, goes across the face of a defender and not all that far away with his shot.
Here's McCoist. Leading that to Durant. It's played in early and won by Jack. Kirkwood getting there just ahead of Brown. Could have been nasty, but neither player seriously hurt, although both Brown and Kirkwood took a knock there. Hateley's head up, looking for McCoist. And the challenge was made by Walter Kidd. A very important one, that right inside the penalty box, where McCoist is at his most dangerous. But here's the combination. Hateley getting up for this, looking for McCoist, and Kidd did an excellent defensive job. Durant taking the short corner this time to Spackman. Goff is there with Hateley. Both up for that, and a missed kick by McCoist. Must have seen that very late indeed there. Stuart McCall. Martin is fully committed to this. Well, needed two chances to hold the ball, but he certainly solved any problems for his teammates in defence. Well, Ali McCoist had that snap chance there, but he couldn't get his left foot on the ball. Here's Davy Kirkwood. Coyle has switched to the right, trying to get the better there of Durant. He knew it would be an Airdrie throw. So we're midway through the first half, and there's still no scoring in the Tennent Scottish Cup final. So Owen Coyle looking for space inside the penalty area. Chris Honor also there. It's won well by Brown. There's Kirkwood playing it in low this time. It almost found his way through, and the Rangers defence very happy to scramble that to safety. Boyle's shot closed down there and blocked by Goff, but Airdrie enjoying a good spell of pressure here. And that cross brings it to an end though. David Robertson getting a call to Andy Gorham, let that run. But for a moment there, the Rangers defence looked to be in some trouble. Came from the throw, came back from John Brown. This is a very good ball, played in low. The dummy attempted inside the area, and still it wouldn't run kindly for Airdrie. And the shot in the end from Boyle, well blocked by Goff. Brown turns it back. Well, his own courage and determination may be foolhardy. Walter Smith has appeared now on the bench, and I think he may be making a decision for John Brown. Brown, a determined character who certainly lacks nothing in terms of courage, and he will want to remain in the field in this cup final, that's for sure, but I don't think the Rangers management will permit that. He's limping heavily, Brown. Paul Rideout has been warming up, and Walter Smith has clearly come down to assess the position from trackside. Here's David Robertson, a stumble by Kirkwood. Robertson played it in low. Hateley! Rangers take the lead! was with David Robertson, and he slipped as the ball was in the air. He couldn't make a challenge. Robertson had time to pick out an accurate ball inside, and Haitley took the chance brilliantly.
It's a marvellous pass here, and Kirkwood, it's a bad opportunity for him to slip in that case, but look at the space that Mark Haitley had. You know, if you're marking, Gus Caesar must look at that and wonder where he got to, because he's allowed a very dangerous centre forward loose inside the box, and he's paid the full penalty.
Yes, Haitley running off Gus Caesar, who had performed so well in the early stages of the match, but Haitley isn't likely to miss a chance like that, and the pressure suddenly eases in the Rangers ranks. And indeed now it sets Airdrie a very serious problem. The feeling always was that if Rangers could score reasonably early in the match, Airdrie would have a very tough struggle. Mikalichenko. That's good running by Mikalichenko, and a good effort. Well taken by Martin, who kept his body behind the shot, but Mikalichenko showing his skill and expertise here, running off Chris Honor on his right foot.
Yes, once again, Mikalichenko gets in a good shot here, straight at the goalkeeper certainly, but a good powerful shot nevertheless.
Well, Rangers appear to be content to leave John Brown on the field for the moment. Paul Rideout has replaced his tracksuit bottoms, and that position will be assessed, I've no doubt, at the interval. The goal, of course, taking some of the pressure off, and Durant's pace forcing Jack to concede the corner. Troubled moments these for Airdrie after an excellent opening half hour. They now face a one-goal deficit. Spackman back to Durant. Haitley getting up for that. That's when he's so dangerous. He's thoroughly frustrated, Mark Haitley. He clearly believed he should have done better on that position. A good angled cross this. Haitley attacking the ball, and they're getting up so well, and he clearly feels he should have scored.
Yes, it's a marvellous cross. You can see it all the way. He certainly knows that he should have hit the target with that one, because he's got the ability to do that. But one goal in the cup final, he'll be happy for the moment.
A touch on there by Balfour. There's Mikalichenko. The long pass back will reach Andy Gorham ahead of Alan Lawrence. Haitley's layoff. Here's McCoy busting away from Kidd, trying to chip that across towards Ian Durant. Difficult on this surface. Very true, but the film of Reese on the top after all the rain, and Owen Coyle clearly irate about that offside decision. That applies also, I can tell you, to the Airdrie bench. John McVeigh coming off his seat, going somewhat berserk, having to be controlled by Hugh Williamson, the fourth official, down at the tunnel area. O'Brien appears to be running a little more freely now, and have a session of treatment at half-time. Layoff from McCoist. That's McCall. Drawn back safely by Chris Honor, doing his marking role on Mikalichenko. That's proved to be tough this afternoon. John McVeigh still looking very upset and stern there, the assistant manager. That came off Robertson's head. In goes Balfour with Spackman. Plenty of time here for Richard Gough. Well, the long cup famine could be over for Rangers. And Balfour has stemmed that flow of blood from the side of his head. Going deep. Rangers now perfectly happy to stroke the ball around and retain possession. The problems following that Haitley goal are all with Airdrie. So Rangers can have all the patience in the world. Here's Gough running the clock back, coming from that right back position. Here's Gary Stevens taking the pass from McCall. Well, the Airdrie defence was undoubtedly opened up completely there by the run made by Gary Stevens and the excellent pass from Stuart McCall. And it's turned away there for the corner. Double Jack marshalling his defence again. Durant sending it across. Up goes Brown. There's McCoist. Complete miscue there by Ali McCoist. He'll be very disappointed with that. It was a good opening by his standards. You see the ball breaks here from John Brown. There's time, there's space, but it was rather mulled there by Ali McCoist.
It's a little touch on from John Brown, and it's a good chance. And you would think a goal scorer like Ali might have hit the target there with a bit more power.
And Airdrie content, I reckon, to go in at half-time, trailing by that solitary goal. Any real prospect of coming back from losing another, I reckon, so they've dug in again defensively, and that will allow Alec MacDonald to sort things out at half-time to see if tactics should be altered for a second-half comeback. So we're now going into time added on for injuries in the first half. There was a little bit of that early on. A couple of head knocks. Evan Balfour requiring to leave the field for plaster and a cut on the side of the head. David Kirkwood also needed some treatment, so there may be a minute or so to go. Hately and Caesar couldn't get to that. McCall sets up McCoist. That's a good effort by McCoist! And deadly finishing pays off once again for Rangers. Right on the half-time whistle, that may well be the killer goal in the final. And the quality of the pass should be savoured also when we see the replay of this goal. McCoy is getting his 39th goal of the season. The clearance from the defence, indecisive. Two players getting each other away. But look at this ball, played quickly by McCall. Into space from McCoy on his left foot, and Martin hadn't a hope. What an excellent goal.
It's a good strike by Ali McCoy, but Airdrie made a real mistake there. Indecisive in defence, and they paid the full penalty. It's my feeling that the cup is only going to go one place now.
So McCoy's comes off. The half-time whistle has gone. Mark Hately broke the deadlock in half an hour as he took the pass from David Robertson to open the scoring for Rangers after what had been an excellent opening half hour for Airdrie. So at half-time, it's Rangers in the driving seat. It's Airdrie 0, Rangers 2. Referee Douglas Hope checks with his linesman. And Airdrie set off on this mammoth task for the second half of trying to retrieve a 2-goal deficit. And the ball immediately picked up by Spackman in midfield for Rangers. There's Paul Jack still in that sweeper role. And it will be very interesting to see what Airdrie do about this for the second half. They certainly have had a real tactical problem to resolve about how they change things to get back into the game. They haven't scored a goal against Rangers this season in the 4 league matches and so far in the cup. So it's going to be a tough task, and Owen Coyle is playing on an area of the field where the Airdrie supporters don't really want to see him back there in the left back position for the moment. They want to see him up attacking, trying to add to the 14 goals he scored this season. Rangers with the remarkable record coming to this final, having lost only 1 goal in the run-up. That was scored by Phil O'Donnell for Motherwell in the 4th round at Ibrox. And John Brown running freely there, appears to have recovered from that thigh injury. Alec MacDonald there taking his seat in the stand. Andy Stewart getting up well. Here's Coyle, robbed by Stevens. McCoy playing it inside, trying to pick out the run made by McCall. That's Balfour. Kirkwood is in behind Robertson. Here's Kirkwood. It's well won by John Brown. There's Caesar. In trouble there, robbed by Mikhalichenko. That's why the recovery challenge was required from Honor. There's Chris Honor for Airdrie. There are players in the box, but he couldn't find any of them with that cross. Again, just losing his footing as he made contact with the ball. That's what sent the direction wrong. McCoy's headed on. Durant too deep to take advantage of that. And Walter Kidd lets the ball run. Well, he's sampled cup final disappointment already, Walter Kidd. 3-0 defeat when he played for Hearts against Aberdeen 6 years ago. A game which he didn't see ending because he was in the bath early. There's Durant. And now McCall. Mikalichenko's made a run. Has played into space for him. And it's well taken by Martin. Paul Jack was caught in two minds there. Sweeper. And it was John Martin who came to the rescue of Airdrie with some good decisive goalkeeping. An intelligent ball that from McCall. And Mikalichenko sportingly leaping over the keeper. Walter Smith not yet in celebration mood, obviously. Perhaps looking on anxiously there because Stuart McCall took a knock. A little exchange there with Jimmy Boyle when they were challenging for the ball a moment ago. Goss header helped on by Durant. Stevens playing it down for Brown. This is Haitley. Well challenged this time by Caesar. Alan Lawrence trying one on the drop there. Well, he didn't strike that with too much conviction. Hairdo at the back there showing the diamond. As the ball broke off Owen Coyle. An awkward, difficult one that for Alan Lawrence. Some of the Rangers management team smiling there. The character Mikalichenko. Lofted in by Spackman. Up goes Haitley, and the first time effort from Ali McCoy would have been spectacular. Well, he's looking for another goal to tie the Tennent's Scottish Cup goal scoring record for this season, because Jerry Craney is still a goal ahead of him. He needs one more to catch him, and that was a very quick attempt. Still no signs, Billy, that Airdrie have any ploy which can seriously trouble Rangers defence.
No, I think they've got a basic style of playing, and they find it difficult to alter that. They're still playing that man-marking game, sweeper in behind, and looking to catch Rangers on the break, which really hasn't happened very much.
Sandy Stewart trying to lead by example, stopped by his opposite number, the Rangers skipper Richard Goff. This is Durant. McCall calling for the ball in the middle. Goes down as he collides with Coyle. Spackman's little flick on allows Goff to break. Spackman took a knock there from Balfour. There's Haitley with a very unusual attempt on goal. The way in which he did it, I mean, not the fact that he's reluctant to have a go at goal. And Spackman's in some trouble here as Goff plays this inside. There's a good little head flick on from Ali McCoist. And Haitley trying the outside of the left boot to play it towards the corner. So Spackman took a heavy challenge there from Evan Balfour. And that's why he requires that little spell of treatment. But none of these players, of course, will want to be withdrawn before the end. They want to be on the field. At the cup presentation, Archie Knox talking to Gary Stevens, being pulled back by Hugh Williamson, the fourth official. Durant. Spackman couldn't control that. Boyle was able to send it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Ball was dragged out of play there by Andy Smith. He was very determined in that challenge on Brown. So Airdrie looking to throw high balls in for Andy Smith to flick on for Owen Coyle, I think. And to do that, he has to get the better of Goff and Brown in the air. This is Brown. It's the return pass from Goff. Good running by Haitley and by McCoist. He's on his own for the moment. Needs support inside. Durant arriving rather late. So McCoist was very happy to allow that to go out for a corner. But both McCoist and Haitley still offering plenty of hard running upfield for Rangers. Midway through the second half now. We're in the final quarter of the game. Karachenko wins it back there from Honor. It's out with Durant. Back to Spackman. Well, you can see how determined he was to keep that down. He's trying to get over the ball. He managed that, but couldn't get the direction. Cross in there from Ian Durant. It was forced out by Jack and spinning awkwardly as it reached Nigel Spackman. Front two, McCoist and Haitley to keep looking for openings up front. And at the other end, can Andy Smith inspire a comeback for Airdrie with his robustious style? He's beaten that time by Goff. Good pass that from Haitley. Here's Karachenko. Trying to hold off the challenge there, and he was held clearly by Balfour. It's a free kick to Rangers, and there will be a little gentle word of warning, I'm sure, for the Airdrie midfield player. Referee Douglas Hope, though, quite content to do with that word of warning and not add to the 101 yellow cards shown to Airdrie over the season. So a free kick for Rangers. Goff has gone forward. That indicates Rangers' desire to get another goal before the end. It's back with Karachenko. And now Spackman. That's good play by Nigel Spackman. There's Durant. Delightful play there by Durant also. And John Martin anticipated that move brilliantly. It was first-class goalkeeping, and it had to be, because the Airdrie defence is undoubtedly exposed by that fine piece of play involving Nigel Spackman, who had the vision to pick out this pass, and Ian Durant, who had the vision to make the run. So the corner kick swerving out there for a goal kick to Airdrie. But another glimpse of Ian Durant at his best.
Airdrie needs some inspiration. They really haven't been in the game to any great degree the second half. But there is always the sensation that maybe somewhere along the line they'll catch Rangers being careless, and perhaps the big lad Smith will upset them a little bit, and perhaps Owen Coyle will sneak in. But they haven't given us any more than just a little suggestion that might happen. And we saw a little move from Rangers that almost brought them another goal.
Evan Balfour there leading the field now. Remember, he had a cut on the side of his head in the first half and lost a lot of blood. And it looks as though the wound has reopened. That's why he has been taken off to have some further treatment. But he's such an important player that there's no question at this stage of Airdrie replacing him. But checking him very carefully there, though. John Binney there looking on anxiously with John McVeigh on the left, checking to see if Balfour can return to the fray. And the answer is that he can, as Brown heads clear for Rangers. Spackman playing it forward. Across goes McCoist. Challenged by Walter Kidd, 34 years old, but still full of enthusiasm and determination. That's good running again by McCoist, and he's stopped in the end by Sandy Stewart, but so effective. And that run through the inside left channel. Good pass again from McCall, gathered, full tilt there by McCoist. Good defending in the end from Sandy Stewart. This time Richard Goff has not gone forward. He's allowed John Brown to do so, though. There goes Haitley, and Martin being very careful there to keep the ball out of the goal. Quarter now remaining in the final. Rangers leading by 2-0. The first scored by Mark Haitley. Here he is crying again for another, and carefully watched by Martin. So one from Haitley, one from McCoist. That separates the teams at this stage. Rangers' last Scottish Cup victory back in 1981 when they beat Dundee United 4-1 in a replay after The draw in the first match when Ian Redford missed that dramatic last-minute penalty kick. There's McCall. It's back now with Stevens. 5 championships out of the last 6, and no cup glory. That's all about to change, I think. Brown to Hateley, and Gus Caesar running with him. Hateley complaining that he was fouled, but the referee had a perfect view of that and saw nothing wrong with Gus Caesar's contribution here. Here was Hateley. Well, he appeared to hesitate just for a second. Caesar going to play the ball. John Brown has no qualms about a simple clearance, putting the ball into touch, and winning it from Andy Smith. Well, it's going to take something out of the ordinary from Airdrie now. 13 minutes left, 2-0 to Rangers. Jack taking too long in possession, allowing McCoy to clear up. This is Owen Coyle. And the tackle came from Spackman. It's a corner kick to Airdrie. Well, what a dramatic finish we would have if Airdrie could find the net. And for the corner kick, Rangers have pulled everyone back inside the penalty box. It's a measure of their diligence and their respect here, taking no chances. Gorham makes a good punch. Short box. Interception made by Kidd, with the pass intended to reach Ali McCoist. Playing it in, forcing Brown to make the clearance. David Robertson looking towards linesman Bill McRae, asking the question about whether or not the ball was out of play before Kirkwood pulled it back. Started his career at East Fife, moved to Rangers, then to Hearts, and now to Airdrie. Kirkwood. There's Coyle with a snapshot. Coming through a ruck of players. Gorham watching it very carefully, going into the side netting. Andy Gorham's had precious little to do in the Rangers goal this afternoon, and he was able to watch this go wide.
It's a good header out by John Brown. And Owen Coyle picks it up well, but he doesn't quite get hold of it. Certainly not enough to trouble the goalkeeper.
Here's Richard Gough, closed down very quickly by Smith. Gough not entirely happy with the movement ahead. Felt that he wasn't given enough options, perhaps. Great layoff from Hateley. Durant taking that of the run, but playing the ball into space occupied by Paul Jack, the Airdrie sweeper. Well, if Airdrie are going to make the headlines now, they'll have to do something really special. 11 minutes left for play. 2-0 Rangers lead. As Kirkwood helps the ball on. Stevens. Hoist. And a bit of holding there by Balfour on Spackman. Free kick taken quickly by McCoist, who wants the chance to score more goals before the end. Stevens playing it towards McCoist. The supporting player was McCall, but the early defence stands firm. Well, it's quite clear, Billy, that Ali McCoist is desperate to get more goal-scoring opportunities.
Yes, he's looking very hungry indeed this afternoon. Took the chance that he got well and has threatened on other occasions. But, you know, Rangers are coasting at the minute. They're confident they have the scoreline they want. They're confident that Airdrie don't have the ability to take it away from them. Every now and then they lift their game, and when they do lift their game, they cut through Airdrie's defence like a hot knife through butter.
But it still hasn't produced any goals in this second half. That really would be music to the ears of the Rangers fans if they could see more goals before the end. There's Walter Kidd with a header out. Cleared by Jack. There's Kirkwood. Space over on the far side there for Chris Honor. 10 minutes remaining. Here's Andy Smith. Tackled firmly by Richard Gough. Smith and Coyle, for a brief second there, looked as though they might create an opening. Here's Davy Kirkwood. Breaks there for Smith. And at the cup final has been blasted wide open. Davy Kirkwood with that long-range effort. It was blocked. It fell to Andy Smith, and that gave Andy Gorham no chance at all.
It starts with a good strike here. It gets a little deflection, falls on its back. Not an easy ball to hit. What a marvellous strike with this young man. This has really opened up this game with, what, some 9-10 minutes to go.
Well, what a view of the goal, which left Andy Gorham helpless. And Davy Kirkwood's shooting power paying off again. It seemed to break off John Brown, but what a finish it was from Andy Smith. And it's one which throws a lifeline to Airdrie. They now have 8 minutes in which to take this final to extra time. Well, Andy Smith getting his 9th goal of the season. He was ordered off against Rangers back in February. The acrobatic effort, there's a header from Airdrie. He was offside and wouldn't have counted, but that doesn't detract from the quality of the save from John Martin. Well, David Robertson playing this in low. It was controlled well by Ali McCoy to that overhead effort. Hateley's header brilliantly saved.
Yes, it's an interesting little move here. Ali McCoy plays it across the goals. I think he tried a shot in actual fact. Good header from Mark Haley, but what a magnificent save from the goalkeeper. He's had a good game. He may have been slightly at fault at McCoy's second goal, but other than that, he's had an impeccable game.
Here's Gus Caesar. And Hateley gets there. Paul Jack drags the ball away from McCoist. Well, Airdrie can't afford any kind of mix-up like that in defence. Third for Rangers would surely seal the cup. Header back by Smith. This is Balfour. Out Coyle. Balfour again. Promising play once more from Airdrie. Well, disappointing cross. No one there. Chris Honor pulling it across the front of the 18-yard box without any Airdrie player able to take advantage. So there's going to be a change now made by Rangers. Going to bring on Dale Gordon, I think. Gordon stripping off now to join the action. Rangers going to be punished for appearing to be content to sit in that 2-goal lead in the second half. There's McCall. Hateley going across with Caesar. Pushed by Hateley. It's a free kick taken quickly by Caesar. Hateley trying very hard to end the match as a contest for Rangers, but that hasn't been possible as yet. Airdrie are right back in it. Headed away by Brown. Paul Jack's header. Coy's trying to get round Walter Kidd. He couldn't make it. Got up by Goff there for Stevens. Stevens now stepping outside Andy Smith. Well, the substitute has earned his corner with that excellent goal. There's Paul Jack. Breaks now in the midfield for Sandy Stewart. This is Balfour and Coyle. Reid has gone ahead. Still Reid in possession. This is promising again for Airdrie. Where's Reid? What a fine effort by the substitute, and suddenly Rangers are rocking. A match which was so much within their control for so long suddenly looks less secure as Wes Reid thundered that shot over the bar. Durant is coming off. He's done enough, and he will be replaced by Dale Gordon. And there shouldn't mean too much alteration in the Rangers' pattern of play. But Reid here so determined, holding the play up, winning the ball from Goff, stepping away from Gary Stevens, had the shooting chance here. Undoubtedly now with the tails up. Walter Smith has joined Archie Knox now on the bench. An anxious look at the watch there by Archie Knox. Things looking different all of a sudden. So Airdrie again trying to work an opening there from midfield. Boyle sends it long. Coyle trying to get in there behind John Brown. A bit of pushing on Brown. The referee allows advantage with Gorham in possession. The clock ticking on here. Into the closing 3 minutes. Anxiety there on the Rangers bench. Walter Smith returns to the director's box. Plenty of singing again from the Rangers supporters. They clearly still believe the cup has been won. But Airdrie are battling right to the end. The man of the match award has been confirmed by the sponsors, Tenants. It is Mark Hateley who has won that. Hard to argue with that in the light of his performance this afternoon. So after 2 losing finals in France and Italy, he looks to be on the brink. Winner's medal. After a fine performance, here's Gary Stevens. Spackman breaks through the inside left position. This is Dale Gordon. Good running by McCall inside. Forward it goes to McCoist. First touch let him down, but he's determined enough to win it back from McCall. Spackman caught late there by Evan Balfour. Will the referee take an indulgent view? He does. Although he's warned the Balfour already, he seems determined now not to show a yellow card. Well, he certainly could have for that tackle. Coming on the end of a few others like it earlier in the match. Referee Douglas Hope hasn't yet booked anyone in this final. McGough with the free kick, looking for Hateley. He's beaten to the ball by Caesar. There's Nigel Spackman. Chris Honor comes to meet that. He's played the ball out though for a throw. So the clock ticking on now towards the final minutes. There will be a little bit of stoppage time. Can Airdrie use it well? So there's the indication that we have 1 minute left for play. And a bit of injury time, perhaps a minute or so of that. Headed away by Caesar, helped on by Balfour. He didn't catch that properly though. He's given possession back to Rangers, so it'll take plenty of time, I'm sure, about this throw. David Robertson strolling over to collect the ball. He's all set to collect his second Wills medal. And these Rangers supporters clearly convinced the trophy is to be won. Hateley's header. Forced forward by Balfour. Reid looking for Coyle. Brown escorts the ball back to Andy Gonham, who reassures him that there is no imminent danger. Coyle still looking for a glimpse of goal before the end, but time is running out rapidly for Airdrie. They have to throw everyone forward now. We're into injury time. John McVeigh coming out, still wants one last supreme effort from his team to save the match. But they're not going to get it. Rangers are the winners. Very little injury time. Mark Hateley, the sponsors man of the match, shakes hands with his Airdrie opponents. He scored the goal which opened the way to victory for Rangers with a fine goal in the half hour. And Ali McCoy's popped up right on half-time with an excellent left foot volley to put the tie, or put the final apparently beyond Airdrie, but that reckoned without their resilience, and Andy Smith came on as substitute to score a fine goal near the end, which threw a lifeline to Airdrie and gave them the basis for a late flurry to try to save the game. But it's these Rangers supporters who are able now to celebrate, because Richard Gough will collect the Scottish Cup in just a few moments and bring to an end a magnificent season for Rangers. The Rangers players now wait while the runners-up Airdrie go up to collect their medals, and they can do so with great pride and distinction. They've had a marvellous season. 7th in the Premier Division, Sandy Stewart leads them through. Skol Cup semi-finalists, Scottish Cup finalists, and Andy Smith there, the player who almost gave it a dramatic finish with that excellent goal. And very warm applause from these appreciative Airdrie supporters, and that is thoroughly justified. So Wes Reid there goes through, the other substitute. Alan Lawrence came off early, clearly looking disappointed, but they've no reason to be other than totally proud of their performance this afternoon. They were unlucky when Dave Kirkwood slipped to allow David Roberts to set up Mark Hateley for the opening goal, and then fought an uphill struggle all the way from then on. Walter Smith with that handshake for Richard Gough. They've been together so frequently in their career, coming together at Dundee United so many years ago. So wait for the reception now for the Rangers players as they come forward. And these Rangers supporters have waited 11 long years for this moment, which is coming up shortly. The wife of the SFA president, Peter Gardner, Mrs. Christine Gardner, waits to hand the Scottish Cup to Richard Gough. So 2 trophies there to collect. The Tennent's replica trophy also, the sponsors. But here comes Richard Gough to collect the trophy. And it's congratulations to Rangers, the Tennent Scottish Cup winners for 1992. Applauded all around the stadium. The climax to a wonderful season. Richard Gough reluctant to let that trophy go. Collecting the second one, the Tennent's replica trophy. So clutching both trophies, and doesn't appear to be too willing to pass it down the line as is normal and traditional. Indeed, he won't do that. He's keeping it all to himself, at least for the moment. So after that 11-year interval, Rangers have won the cup. And Ali McCoy's huge grin tells the story of his joy. He scored what turned out to be the winner right on the half-time whistle. Alexei Mikhalichenko, clearly a happy man. And Paul Rideout, the substitute, who did not come on. So the trophy presentation has gone on. These Rangers supporters waiting now to begin the celebrations in earnest. So it's Rangers who are the Tennent Scottish Cup winners in 1992. It's been a final which Airdrie have graced with a great distinction, but it's Rangers whose power won in the end. Rangers getting home by 2-1.